I think intensity was great in the first half. I think our pressure around the ball was, and our forward pressure was exactly what we asked for before the game. And we know we're a long way off where a lot of those other top sides are. But if we continue to put pressure on the ball and pressure and tackles in our forward line, then we can be a chance in most games we play.
It's different under yourself, but your record against StKilda has been strong, and even going back 2 weeks, but going back over the last few games you've beaten players, is that a match-up thing? They had a very different looking side tonight. But,
look, I think that you don't want to read too much into tonight's game from either side. StKilda obviously had some significant players out, but in the previous time, they've struggled with, I think, the pace and forward run of Essendon, but we're a very different side to what we were last year and years before. So, I think we'd have to wait until we play them. I think we play them in round 3, so that'll be more a test of how we match up under a sort of a new Essendon and StKilda playing the strong football they do.
Have you been looking for improvement in each of your 3 weeks in charge, and have you found it?
Oh, definitely. We've been looking for improvement since we started in October 28th. We've been looking for improvement every day, and some days we haven't had improvement, but not most days we have. And I think there was improvement again today against StKilda. They're a fantastic contested ball side, and for our guys to compete in that area was a real bonus, and another improvement on last week against Melbourne.
What's the significance of you guys getting into a pre-season grand final?
I think it's really significant for our members and our supporters and the supporters that we want to become members. We've obviously, I think it was 2000 the last time we got this far in the pre-season competition. It's 2004 since we won a final. So for our members and our supporters, I think that they can see a very honest football team who goes out and plays the way that we're proud of as Essendon people. So, as I said, the most significant side, I think, is for our members and our supporters to come along next week and have a look at what the Essendon side we've put together for the start of the 2011 season will be.
And what about for the team?
For the team, it's the improvement. We've improved in a lot of areas, but we've got a lot of improvement to go, and we'd like to see that next week we can improve again on this week.
So the new Essendon, are they playing the way you want them?
Some of the time, some of the time they play exactly the way we do, and that third quarter was probably a disappointing quarter for us. We probably fell back into some of our bad habits, and we didn't put StKilda beat us in the areas that we wanted to beat them in. But definitely the first half, there were areas of the game that majority of it we played well in. But there's a lot of mistakes this time of year by both sides, and whether that be the ball movement, whether that be bad defensive decisions, or whether that be our sort of defensive side of our game. There are mistakes, but on the whole, we did more things right than we did wrong.
Just back on the improvement, has the team exceeded your expectations?
It's really hard to say because we haven't played a game of football against an opposition who's playing for 4 points, and that might sound cliched and silly, but until we play the Western Bulldogs in round 1, we won't really know how far we have improved because StKilda had significant players out tonight. Melbourne had significant players out last week. And Brendan Goddard didn't spend a lot of time on the ball this week, so we're not getting ourselves sort of carried away that we played the best StKilda team either.
What did you, until he got slotted up by Stephen Baker, what did you make of Jetta's game?
Yeah, Leroy was great, and great to see him kick the goals and do those skillful things that the fans love to see. But the best thing about Leroy's game, or Leroy's pre-season, has been his pressure. I mean, until Alwyn got hurt last week, he and Alwyn have been the mainstays of that pressure, but Winderlick was right up there with his pressure. Leroy was. Courtney Dempsey was terrific in the pressure. So anyone who comes into that small forward role, we're expecting to play a really hard pressure game and not let the ball come out of our forward line.
How do you get Cranberry to play?
How we get Cranberry to play? Well, I mean that's the rules, and we'll have to wait and see what happens in the next couple of weeks. But Stu's had a terrific pre-season. We put the challenge to him at the start of the pre-season to get his body fit and strong, and he has. And now he's had an opportunity to play 3 NAB Cup games, and more than likely play next week, so 4, and put his hand right up so that if we do get a significant injury, that he's the one that we'll put on the up on the list.
A year ago, Bill Chambers led the ruck in a pre-season game, and that really gave him a rucking lesson. Tonight he was clearly one of your best players. Just a bit of a word about his pre-season, how far he's come. All right.
Yeah, I think the secret to Tom's game is to be competitive every time he goes near the ball and to stay in the contest. And that's the one thing we've been encouraging him. He's got a big body, he's obviously got a good jump and a reach. He just needs to stay competitive around the ball, and if he does that, he'll play a lot more often like he did tonight. We're very happy with Tom's game, and we just want him to keep being a competitor every time he's around the contest. And if he does that, there's a big future in AFL football ahead of him.
Any injuries?
Henry Slattery's broken his thumb, so that'll keep him out for probably 4 or 5 weeks, which is disappointing. But and Henry was fantastic for us last week and very good this week, so it's disappointing. But that's football, so we'll miss him probably until round 2, I'd say.
Is that late?
Yeah, it was in the last quarter some stage. I think it was halfway through the last quarter.
Are you forecasting anyone to come back for next week?
David Hill will probably come back. We'd like to get a game into David Hill, so he got through training very well today, and he should come back into the side. Ricky Dyson was just really sore on the warm-up, and we're not sure what he's done to his hamstring in the warm-up, so we'll wait and see on Ricky whether he can come back in. Just trying to think. I'm probably missing 1 or 2, but there's the David Hill's probably the big one for us. If we can get him up and running around with Tommy and Paddy, we've got some significant ruck options that we think will be an advantage for us.
Joe seemed to have had some work done with his hamstring towards the end. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He's cramped, I think. It's just a cramp in his buttocks and from the work, and we need to make sure that we keep our players fit. And he hadn't rotated as much as his teammates, so probably the story for that. But he'll be definitely right for next week.